bottom left in the red. He is for Kaitsa Gaming, arguably the most talented StarCraft player to ever exist. He's Reynor.
And the top right, he's got one win. He's looking to get another here. It is an uphill battle, but can he be the David to Reynor's Goliath? Ladies and gentlemen, from CSO, it's YoungYakov.
Which is funny because all the players that we have in DreamHack, Yakov is not one of the younger ones. He's like solidly in the middle there. He's in his 20s, right? Whereas like Milky Cow is very young, where MaxPact is very young. But at one point he was young, I guess, and maybe that's when he made his name.
Yeah. And, you know, it's still definitely one of those players that is, I think, definitely a lot of people would probably say is a bit of a newer name to them. At least maybe making it far in some of these tournaments, but still trying to get those results now. Interestingly enough, we have seen this early pool. I believe this was just the 14 pool though, as we did have the gas go down with it, so the speed could get started up. So this is a variation where you're going to still get this pressure out on the map, but you're also going to have that really, really early speed.
Yeah, with the 14 pool, 13 gas, 12 hatchery, this is a build that Scarlet has used to kill Rogue in the GSL. It's a build that really many lower tier Zergs have used to kill Zergs that are much better than them. But here's the thing. Players have started to realize, so if you're Reynor, pro players have started to realize what the timings are. This is not as groundbreaking as it was a year or two ago. Reynor sees that the hatchery is slow, which is great. I mean, you can tell that by the lings. But really what we're going to be looking at is whether the natural is wiggling. But one queen's already out, second one on the way. YoungYakov doing what he can to present the fact that this is not nearly as crazy as it might be. Reynor trying to zone this out, but Ling's taking a positive trade for the moment. Queen pops, and that will knock down a lot of the Lings of YoungYakov. But his drones pop out, and of course the queen here and the natural forces the Overlord back, so Reynor won't see this. But despite that, he's got the reads. He's got a Baneling Nest on the way.
Yeah, he definitely expects that there's going to be aggression here. He says, yeah, you're pushing my Overlord away. What's going on? And now he's going to see as a bunch of Lings are going to stream across the map. YoungYakov was just pocketing them there in the back of his base as he is up already 6 army supply, and that's with the Lings that Reynor has just now produced. A few more on the way for YoungYakov. I love this though, an evolution chamber here to block off this wall even more for Reynor. And now the queens got a lot of HP to chew through, but they are already getting low. No transfusions available just yet, as the first queen is going to go down. YoungYakov still trying to make this work. The drones coming in though, getting some great positioning here with the hold position as well. And Reynor, it feels like he's making this hold work.
Oh, that's such a mistake there from YoungYakov. With a hold position, you got to immediately start to worry those drones down. But if you don't, this position where YoungYakov felt like he was going to be able to bust on through, you get the queen down. If you break through that position, the game does kind of end. But because he was not able to kill the drones, the whole position was fantastic. Now, this is a Reynor that has 9 more workers. He has Banelings up, and oh, got to be so careful. He's got the Banelings on the map. His speed's now done. He has queens defensively. Yakov does not break through this anymore. We can see that he's droning up behind this. But by the way, Reynor, he's got an Evo chamber. Actually, he's got the Evo chamber in the natural, adding in that little bit of walling position. He's going +1 melee behind this. He is so confident in his game state at this point that he's +1 melee is a weird version out of this. You might expect Carapace. +1 melee, you normally, big Bailey shot goes in. Okay, seems like for now we're backing up just a little bit. Another Baneling gets filtered out though. Generally, +1 melee is something you do when you go into Mutaplay, but we don't have Reynor really getting himself set for that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think Reynor right now is just in a position where he obviously is very, very far ahead in the worker count. Third base going down. It's 34 drones to 28. This +1, it should allow him to be aggressive. It should allow him just to get all the leads that he wants. And yeah, we're seeing that 16 Lings now coming out. YoungYakov is trying to get up a Roach Warren and trying to build up this wall, but honestly, there's a lot of Banelings that can come through from Reynor. It doesn't look like he wants to commit across the map though. So say I'm pretty far ahead. I don't want to, ruin my advantage right now by committing across the map, and maybe YoungYakov defends, and then suddenly he's back in the game.
Titan, I know you say that, but this is just Reynor building up his army supplies. He has not been building drones for a while now. His +1 is just about done. More and more Lings are on the way. So you say he doesn't want to move. Yeah, he's just buying time. He's waiting for his +1 to complete. That's the timing that he really is looking for. And with Lings on the map from YoungYakov, he actually Unfortunate. He's building 4 banelings on his opponent's side of the map for the all-in. For the pressure, it's just not going to work out whatsoever. +1 melee actually on the way for YoungYakov as well, which will not complete most likely. Ling's knocking this all down. Queen, well, it's going to go down despite the lack of surface area. Bailey's morphing in the wall because why not? It's actually from Reynor here, and he's slowly moving his way forward. Bailey's though, oh, decent flip from Reynor. Not incredible, but good enough, and Bailey's now going down here as well.
There's so many.
Oh, there's just so many Banes. And, oh, Bailey's flanking from the bottom side.
Flank. Slow Bailey flank.
Okay, that was actually really good there for YoungYakov, but now there's not a lot. Here come the banelings trundling on forward. Just trying to get on top of these cocoons. They will just blow them the hell right on up because, again, it's +1 versus +0. The Lings don't fight, not anymore, and the baneling now moves its way into the high ground, just zoning it out. That could have been better from Reynor, but I'm not really sure how much it matters. It doesn't. Reynor 1-0.
Yeah, very, very well handled. Reynor knows what to do in those situations, and yeah, that was a bit unfortunate for YoungYakov, not quite having the read on the follow-up aggression from his opponent. Yeah, I think if he had all those banelings at home, then maybe that can look a little bit different. The baneling flank, actually, as funny as it looked, did almost start to whittle that down, but he was just so far behind at that point. Reynor played the waiting game. He said, all right, I'm not going to just commit across immediately. I'm going to wait for my +1, build up my army, make sure I know I have enough to make this work, and then went across and killed his opponent. So for YoungYakov, so far it's looking like the 2-0 for Reynor might be in the near future. We'll have to see if maybe, I mean, I don't even know where you go from there if you want to try and mix things up.
Yeah, no, I gotta say, and by the way, folks, I do apologize. I said something about YoungYakov not being as young as we thought. He's 18, so I could have sworn his name was misnomer. I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing with someone else. Yes, YoungYakov is still young, feisty, and ready to play. Data C here, Titan map 2. How aggressive does YoungYakov get? And as I say that, we got to get in here right immediately because it is aggressive as hell.
Oh my, that's a guess first, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom left-hand corner from CSO, looking to try and tie it up here with a very, very aggressive build. It's YoungYakov.
In the upper right, he held the aggression in game 1 tremendously well. See if we can do it again here in game 2 on Data C. For Kaitsa, it's Reynor.
All right, so Bayo, obviously, you're the Zerg player here. I am a lowly Terran player. And we're seeing Reynor is actually going for a 17-16 gas pool. How do these builds here match up for the YoungYakov?
I'll give you a nice easy heuristic here, Titan. If you get aggressive and you go for like a 12-11 and your opponent kind of does the same opener, but about 5 supply later, it's not good for you at all because they just have a little bit more while still having their army production up quick as possible. Well, Reynor's messing that one up a little bit. Sends the drone down, and actually, I think he set a second drone down to actually make that. But that's a little obnoxious. Not going to mess up with us too much. We got to point this out. By the way, Yakov stayed in gas behind this. There are actually 2 ways you can play a 12-11 or a 13-12, something like that. You can go, and this was 12-11, by the way. You can either just go pure into Lings, pull everything out of gas at 100 gas, and then expand out of it. You don't expand easily, but at least you do have some level of buildup out of it. Or you can drop a baneling nest and just go balls to the wall all in. That is what YoungYakov is doing. He's got already 4 Lings on the other side of the map that I don't think Reynor has seen, and these will be 4 Banes that are just making life difficult. Trying to make life as difficult for Reynor as possible.
Yeah, no, this is a really nice YoungYakov. Snuck those out before the Overlord came across the map. So right now, Reynor has just seen that second wave of Lings. That's the only thing that Reynor knows about, is immediately building a Spine Crawler and a Baneling nest. But he just does not know about these Banes. Is going to see them, though. And so YoungYakov just kind of waddle these on up. Now has speed as well. Reynor, how good are your splits? How good is this hold going to be? The Queen's positioning is already quite nice. And look at that. Evo Chamber wall-offs coming through. Still, there's a hold. Doesn't matter. The Evo Chamber is blown up, but none of the drones go down. And now the Spine Crawler is up. And YoungYakov not going to be able to dive into that mineral line.
Oh man, that was fantastic there from Reynor. He only loses 2 workers. He's got a natural done. It's not, I mean, it only matters for building Lings at this point because YoungYakov is all in his hell. But that wall was beautiful from the Italian Stallion as one Baneling will morph, so Reynor has to be careful here. But now he's got his Banelings on the way defensively. Reynor dancing around. 1 Baneling does go down really to minimal gain, but of course, we're always on a knife edge here if 1 Baneling gets the connections he's looking for. But YoungYakov doesn't even wait for it. Doesn't hope. He has no hope. He has no dream.